Look. You put faith in humans, I put mine on G-O-D. Just got 5 missed calls on a Sunday, don't you know I'm on D&D. And I can't do Adam and Eve, spirit is willing, flesh is weak. Sin try keep me down in prison, but you know Jesus sets me free. On Monday I keep my faith, and we make it to the weekend. On Tuesday I keep my faith, and we make it to the weekend. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evening, I won't stop till I stop breathing. People change, God's the same, keep my faith in every season. And I'm still trying to keep my faith, but I don't know who's real and fake. Cause everyone's there when the sun is shining, but who's there when it rains? And we all can't be the same, so God tell me which one's the snake. 100 prayers don't mean that you love me, show me you're real and keep the faith.
What is going on, y'all? We're back with another video, and y'all, the last video of 2025, y'all. 2026 is already around the corner, y'all, which is crazy enough as is. This year flew by really, really fast. And, you know, and I hope everybody finishes out the year super strong. I know for me, I am, and we're going to get into all that later on, guys, in the video. But let's get into it today. But obviously, y'all, you know, y'all see the hair. Y'all see the hair. Y'all see it. First and foremost, hold on a second. And y'all, this was one of the fit aids that I won. If you guys saw my unboxing video last week, this is the energy one. This is the peach mandarin flavor. Now, normally I wouldn't drink caffeine around this time of day, which right now it's around almost 1 o'clock, but yeah, I need this because I only had 1 cup of coffee this morning, and I was at like 4:30 this morning, and then I've been working since 6:45 this morning. Went from 6 straight to almost 12. So yes, I do need some caffeine. Now, I decided to pick up the camera today because I wanted to just pick up the camera today, guys, and just talk about how this year went for me. And just today's going to be just a reflection video. Reflection and helping you guys start the new year off strong. And probably give you guys some do's and don'ts on what to do and what not to do, especially if you're going into the new year on a fitness journey, coming from a coach, myself, and just, you know, just overall just having like a conversation. Because today, mostly y'all, this week is going to be is another deload week, going into the new year. So, you know, today's just really going to be taking it easy, but I'm really going to have the microphone on me today and just talk to you guys. And just kind of reflect on how this year went as far as, you know, my training, my lifting, you know, and just some personal things. Maybe we'll see if you feel like hearing my TED talk on that part, but you know, we'll save that for another day. But yeah, just how 2025 went overall in general and things that I've learned this year, because most people don't really know this because people can't really, you know, people won't be like, what? This year actually is technically my last year in my 20s. Because next year, I turn 30. And I have learned a lot of different things, y'all, going through my 20s and everything else like that. And then now I want to go into the new year because, again, I am turning 30. I want to make sure that, you know, I have all my ducks in a row, P's and Q's in line. And just overall, just there's a lot of things that, you know, opened my eyes this year, let's just say. But we will chit chat more once I get to the gym. And like I said, today's gonna be like really an easy day. I think it should take me no more than just like an hour to get through everything, because I do have to kind of rush because I do have work in a little while. So today's just gonna be really muscle snatches, snatch pulls, light back squats, and then really just a lot of accessories. So yeah, today's gonna be a really good day. So we got our fit aid, we got a little bit of caffeine inside of it, and without further ado, y'all, let's have a great day. All right, guys, so we just got to the gym, and y'all, there is literally nobody here, so I have the whole gym to myself. Yes, but I cannot believe I forgot to mention something too that was actually very, very important. So on my last video that I ended on, my last like full, training vlog video, I did mention that I did have a competition a couple weeks ago. And let me tell y'all, if you guys remember what happened in August with my national competition about how terrible it went, y'all, the December competition for the Christmas showdown, picture perfect comeback meet. So, and I'll talk about the results later on, but guess what? Because I did so well, my totals did so well, your girl is headed to Columbus, Ohio in March. I qualified for the Arnold. So I'm doing this Virus Series 1 competition. That will be the first week of March. So I will be at the Arnold, which is pretty cool because I was already going to be there because of my brother. Because my brother's competing for the powerlifting meet. And then my mom, which is crazy, she's competing in the same meet as I am. And so, I was just like, I got challenged. My mom was just like, why don't you just try to qualify for it? And I was like, all right. All I needed was like 121 kilo total. I beat that shit by like 30. And so, and like I said, I'll talk about that later on in the video. But yeah, I'm headed to the freaking Arnold, which is super insane. So, I'll be spending the next almost like 90 days or so. No, 60, right around 60 days, getting ready for that. So I'm excited about it. All right, so like I said, today's gonna be more like accessories. So the first thing that I have are muscle snatches, which I really don't need to warm up that much for, since I'm not really gonna be using my legs a lot for muscle snatches. I just haven't really done anything since last Monday, since last week was Christmas and everything. And I decided to be lazy last weekend. After Tuesday, I just said I'm not working out. So don't judge me. And these aren't supposed to be like super heavy, so rarity, you'll see me grab the black 5-pound kilo plate. And I'm only grabbing these just in case for whenever I grab any extra weight. So, all right, I think I have, I want to say, couple muscle snatches with a pause at the knee. Yeah. And that's it. And I like accessory days because it's more like a chill day, you know? And you guys have seen my workouts before. You're just like, I have a lot of stuff that I have to do. But today is just more like 3 sets there, 4 sets of something, you know, keeping it short and sweet. Good, because mama's got work today. I can go a little bit more. All right, I just have 3 quick sets of snatch pulls, so these are gonna be light. So it's supposed to be 75 to 80%, and this is right around what it's supposed to be. So. All right, just 3 quick sets. Lord have mercy. 3 quick sets of back squats. Lord have mercy. And no, this is not my starting weight. I'm just warming up. All right, the main lifting part is done. So I've got a couple of accessories. So I'm probably gonna superset on a couple of things, like do like 2 different things. So. All right, y'all. I just got home and I kind of have to rush because I let time slip away from me. So, got to make this part a little brief. I mean, I'll get through what I said I was going to talk about as much as I can. But first, we got to get our creatine in. So, got the Fit Aid creatine in the pouch. because I got to do something quick. I was going to get the Fit Aid one in a can, but yeah, I already had too much caffeine today already, so don't want to drink too much of it. Hey, y'all like my cup? My mom got this for me for Christmas. It says, "It's a beautiful day to be a Black woman." Period. Ooh, and it smells good. Hold on. And it smells good. Hold on. Let's see what they're talking about. That's good. All right. So I did mention before I started, my actual training part, y'all, I qualified to compete at the AO2 Virus Series 1 competition in March. Now, full depth, full story. So as I said a couple weeks ago, I did have a competition. I think it was like the weekend of the 13th or something like that of this month. And, I had a set goal in mind. I was not going to bomb out on clean and jerks like I did a few months ago. And what I also wanted to do was that I also had a set goal of what weight I wanted to snatch before the end of the year. So I kind of I would say, restarted on as far as my maxes are concerned, because in competition, I think the heaviest I've done officially, that was officially a good lift, was 60 kilos. I want to say it was 60 kilos. And I was like, okay, I told myself for a proper snatch, I was going to snatch at least 65 kilos. That was my goal by the end of the year. And I wanted to hit that in competition. Whether it was competition or in training, I was going to hit it regardless. And so what happened was that day I was so mentally focused. I was like, I'm going to kick this shit down to the floor. I'm going to just hone in and focus. And today's going to be a great day. And when I tell y'all, it was a great day. It was a super great day. But to be honest with y'all, the training leading up to that competition, y'all, was the worst, because I had actually gotten sick 2 weeks prior to the competition. So I was dealing with some type of mystery virus. I don't even know what the hell it was. And then the week of the competition, I was dealing with a really bad sinus headache that I just could not get rid of. I was just like, what the hell is going on? And so I was already kind of not feeling it. And then on top of that, I was having some nerve elbow pain, to the point where I couldn't even do this. I couldn't even straighten my arm properly without it, just feeling like it was just my nerves are it was painful. And I knew the root cause of it, but I was just like, man, I'm not feeling very well physically, and mentally I'm just my elbow was not feeling right. My snatches aren't feeling good. My jerks aren't feeling good. The whole 2 weeks I was prepping for it, I was just this is not going to be good. But I prayed beforehand, and you know what? God heard me. So we'll get into that real quick. So my openers, I actually kept them very light to start with. I think I had my opener at 55 kilos just to keep it on the safe side. And I was like, okay. And then I kept my clean and jerk at around 75, because that's normally what I normally start with, because I have a stronger clean and jerk, obviously, than I do a snatch. So I was warming up in the back. My coach was watching, and he was just like, hold up, your snatches are looking really good today. And I was like, luckily my shoulder was feeling good because I had rested for 2 days. I did not do any lifts from Wednesday to Friday. I was like, let me rest my shoulder, let me rest my body, and at least do some recovery. So I was warming up, did 55. 55 felt super easy. And so, which was good, because I'm like, all right, now we got a good feeling. So my first lift was at 58 kilos. I think it was 58. Yeah, it was 58. And it felt like water. It felt smooth like butter. And I was like, okay. And so then we went up to 61. The 61, that felt even easier. Because if you ever competed in an Olympic lifting event, the most nerve-wracking part is just making the first lift. Once you get the first lift, you're just like, whew, okay, I can breathe. So did 58, then it went to 61. Then my coach looks at me and he says, so what you wanna do? And I said, put 65 on, I don't care, let's do it. I'm feeling good, let's do it. And then he looked at me again, he was like, are you sure you want 65? And I was like, what's 145 pounds? And he was like, 66. I'm like, I want 66. And so he was like, okay. So we put in 66, and then obviously it was my turn. They called 66 kilos and they called my name. In my head, I was saying, I'm going to fucking hit this snatch. One way or another, I was gonna hit it. And sure enough, get to the bar, I set myself up, breathing right. I just let all the fears go. And then I grab the bar, I get into my starting position. And then right as I know, I snatch it over my head. And I knew, but I had to stand it up first. I was like, I have it. And then I stood it all the way up, and my face was just like, oh, I fucking did it. And what made it even sweeter was that I did it in front of my brother, because my brother has never seen me lift before. My brother has not seen me Olympic lift. I've seen him power lift on multiple meets, but my brother has never seen me Olympic lift before. He was just like, oh my gosh, it was a cool moment. I did that also too in front of my mom, and my mom was pretty excited. So that day was a very, very great day. I went 6 for 6. My clean and jerks were fine. I only went up to 85 kilos, I think. It was 8, some around there. But I went for 6 for 6 that day, which blew all my expectations out of the water, which really made it very, very sweet. And then finding out that I made the AO2 again, but it's going to be a different meet is super exciting. And then knowing that it's at the Arnold, I am very excited about that. Very excited about that. And then obviously I'll talk about more what the Arnold is in a later video, but because that's not what today is about, because I have to refocus. So today's video mostly, guys, is about just reflecting on how this year went for me, and what endeavors I do have coming into 2026, and just give you guys some things that I've learned this year, and especially throughout my 20s, because I did say in the beginning of the video, y'all, next year I turn fucking 30. Like, I still can't believe how fast time has flown by. Because I'm still in shock about that. But anyways. And then I'm also, guys, going to talk about how you want to go ahead and start your fitness journey going into the new year and staying consistent. Because there are a lot of misconceptions about how to start a fitness journey, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and particularly people in perceptions and perspectives on social media that has a lot of y'all mixed up on a lot of different things. And we're going to talk about that. So this year in review, 2025 was probably a very eye-opening year for me. And last year was a very difficult year because I went through a lot of hardships, trials and tribulations, a lot of tears last year. But this year, I did face a little bit of adversity, but not as bad as last year. But the thing that I'm very proud of this year for what I've done, not just for training, but for just, my life as well. I took a lot of risks this year. I had, some doubts about me moving ahead into my career as far as, being a strength and conditioning coach, being a personal trainer, and everything else like that. But I soon realized that if I was so afraid to take risks, these opportunities wouldn't be falling into my lap. And, I just had to step out on faith and really just tell myself, I know what I'm capable of. And I know my worth, and I know exactly what values I bring and what I can bring to the table wherever I go. And so earlier in the beginning of this year, I made the decision to step away from coaching basketball. Was that a hard decision for me? Absolutely. It mostly wasn't just because of like me coaching basketball itself. It was because I had relationships with a lot of my kiddos, and I still miss them to this day. I mean, I still talk to a lot of them actually, and their parents still, just to see how they're doing and everything else like that. So stepping away from basketball was a very hard thing, but I knew for a fact that I didn't want to stay in a career of coaching basketball for that long. I knew I wanted to move into the fitness industry hardcore more than I already was before. Like, I was already a CrossFit coach, just part-time, but I knew that I wanted to further my career into that. And so me stepping away from basketball honestly was the best decision that I had ever made, honestly, because more horizons, more opportunities had opened up for me this year. And, I wouldn't be at the new gym that I'm at right now if it wasn't for me making that decision, making that sacrifice to, focus on things that I knew that I wanted to do. But as far as training is concerned, as far as like, my Olympic lifting journey this year, because this year really was the pinnacle of how, as far as my journeys for, obviously snatches, clean and jerks, and me trying to get back to competing again, this year was pinnacle for me. And I am super grateful for my coach, Adam White, at Stonehenge Weightlifting. Because if I didn't find Adam on Instagram, if I didn't find Stonehenge Weightlifting on social media, I would not be where I am today as far as, qualifying for meets, improving on my snatches and everything else like that, the rate that I am. And it's crazy because the amount of work that I had to put into this year, just working on just snatches alone, that was my biggest thing. Was I had an issue jumping forward on my snatches. I never knew why. And, I was self-taught for a little bit. I mean, I knew the basics of it, obviously, but I didn't really know the full detailed mechanical ways of fixing your snatches as an Olympic lifter. But once February started to come around, and then I really just put in work with the programming that I've been on since February, March, April, May, June, July, August, up until this month, December. And I was watching videos from the beginning of the year to now. Y'all, I have improved so much on a lot of different things. My snatches, y'all, I'm actually now doing a lot of the snatches now with the blues. And I was struggling with 50 kilos at the beginning of the year, which is insane. And so, one of the things is, I had to revamp my mentality of, I had to do certain things that people knew that, they're not capable of doing or they're not wanting to do. I had to change a lot of things. And with us humans, we're not accustomed to changing a lot of things. And, as we, go through life, especially if you're an athlete, you have to learn how to be coachable. And I've always been coachable, but it's just with Olympic lifting, it's just about repetition, duplication. Can you do the same things over and over and over again? Now, if you mess up on a certain lift, here's what you did wrong. Okay, go in and fix it. And then here's how you can fix it. It's just certain things that are just, gotta really hone in on. So this year was remarkable for me personally. And, but now the question is, what does Deja have going into 2026? Well, let's kind of talk about it. So, what are my plans for 2026? I have a lot of great momentum going into the new year, better than I thought I was going to be. And this is one I tell people all the time, especially if you're afraid to post any of your workouts, guys, on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, post it. Because there are brands out there that want you to represent them because of the authenticity of the content that you post. And especially for the fitness industry, yes, it is a little bit more difficult, but just keep being your authentic self, because if you post, people will watch. the right people will watch. And I got to experience that firsthand all through this year. I am now a brand ambassador for a couple brands now, which is pretty cool. So Virus is one of them. They're one of the sponsors for USA Weightlifting, just to give you an example. But like I said, 2026 is going to be a good one. And then I officially launched my business in August, D2F training. So, I'm going into the new year, really trying to amp up my business a little bit. Now, obviously, if it's the first year of a business, like I'm going to have some lows, which I know is going to happen. But, getting personal training clients, it's been interesting, the power of advertising, the power of marketing, because I was a business minor in college, and I just haven't had any, business stuff to do in a while, forever, but it's okay. But like I said, y'all, 2026 is going to be, I would say, the year that I really need to just expand my worth, meaning I'm going to expand more into my career, which I'm getting into that now, which is really good, because now at the new gym that I'm at, I'm actually coaching now, obviously strength and conditioning, but it's more like almost like CrossFit still, because that's my background. And I'm also coaching High Rocks, which is crazy. I've just started coaching High Rocks now for a few months now, and High Rocks is actually pretty fun. I'd said this in previous videos where you guys have seen that I've done a High Rocks workout before. The High Rocks is pretty fun. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, am I incorporating High Rocks into my training? Absolutely, because the conditioning actually helps me going into training for weights. And plus, do I need to continue do I really wanted to get back into CrossFit? Kinda, but since I'm already lifting a barbell almost 4 to 5 times a week, I don't really need to add any more stress to my shoulders and everything else like that. So I think making the transition to High Rocks and Olympic lifting is actually really making a big difference. So, but the main thing that I kind of wanted to, talk about a little bit, the things that I've learned in my 20s. Now, I kind of transitioned into, I would say, adulthood, kind of not normally the same as everybody else, because if you were a former college athlete, you will understand this. It took me a minute to adjust into society, like a regular human being, because I was so used to, having a coach, hey, you need to be here at a certain time. You need to be at lunch at a certain time. You need to be here at a certain time. I've always had to have people tell me where I need to go and what I need to do. Now, did I have a lot of independence in school? I mean, yeah, I did, but, wasn't used to for somebody to tell me I don't have to set my alarm whenever I want to. And then obviously not having responsibilities, AKA bills. So the adjustments that I had in my early 20s was very hard. And, and people will say 20s are the most fun. They lied. It was so fucking stressful. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was probably the most adversity I've ever had was as soon as I turned 23, going into when I turned 27, I was like, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. But the one thing that I learned, but the couple things that I learned was that if I would have believed in myself a little bit earlier what I could do, I actually would be further ahead in my career now than I am now, personally. The reason why I say that is because I was very fearful and very fearful of what people had to say about the decisions that I made. Because that's what I was used to do. That's what I was used to. If I made a bad decision on the court, coach would be like, why are you doing this? You don't need to be doing this. You need to be doing this instead. And so I had, fears of people not accepting the career that I wanted to get into, which is basically in the fitness industry. And as I got more 27, and then last year, I was just you know what? I've put aside a lot of things that I wanted to do forever. And now it's time for me to focus on Deja. I never had a chance to focus on Deja. And now I'm in a point where I have the opportunity to focus on me and what I like and what I care about. And so, me being in my 20s, it was just like very stressful. Anxiety was very high, but I was able to survive. Now, did I want to just have that survival mentality all the time? No, because I put myself in situations as far as job-wise that I knew I shouldn't have done, but at the same time, bills had to get paid. And so, working a corporate job that I absolutely hated for almost 4 years, but bills got paid, it was just like, I was severely unhappy. And I knew that if I would have stayed in a corporate field, I would have hated my life, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm happy that I decided to step away from that and get into coaching, because now, partially, I do have the ability to control my time, but at the same time, it's like, I don't have to be sitting in front of a computer literally for 9 hours a day. So I'm not doing that. And that's the spiel about, my year in Reflect, but we are just a couple days away from the new year, going into 2026. And I did say that I was going to talk about, how you want to properly start your fitness journey the right way. Because the thing that messes people up, especially for the new year, people listen to the perception that social media gives people, especially women. So here are the things that should help you with your fitness journey, especially for the ones that are in the beginning stages, or you just have, you're going to start going to the gym, but you fall off after week number 2. Number 1, those creators that say, I can help you get toned in 2 weeks. I can help you build an ass in 2 weeks, or I can get you muscles in 2 weeks. Don't believe that. That's literally just a waste of your money. Not gonna lie to you, that's a waste of your money. Now, this is coming from me as a certified coach. It does not take 2 weeks to tone up the way that other content creators put out there. To see results in the gym, it takes at least 8 weeks. But that should be consistent though. So don't let social media fool you, seriously. And it's just, don't follow those plans that say, I can get you toned in 2 weeks. Just don't do it. Because like I said before, that is a waste of your money. And that is literally just people trying to make money, just trying to scam you. Just don't do it. Second thing is, you don't necessarily have to work out 5 to 6 days a week if you're in the beginning stages. 3 days a week is plenty enough for you in the beginning though. Now, as you start to get through your fitness journey, as you're like, okay, I can do a little bit more, add another day. You can go 4. If you want to see consistent results in the gym, whether it is losing fat, gaining muscle, just toning up a little bit, or getting to decent cardio shape, 3 to 4 days a week is all you need. That's really all you need. At least 45 minutes to an hour, 3 to 4 days a week. That's all you need. That's really all you need. But here's the thing though, you can't slack off. If you want to have those results that you want, you cannot slack off. You have to at least give yourself at least 3 days a week, because you won't see results just going 1 to 2 days a week. Because if you settle for just 1 to 2 days a week, you are guaranteed to fall off of not being consistent in the gym. 1 to 2 days a week, you really won't see results like that. I have seen a lot of people that they only come in once, maybe twice, and then we don't ever see people again in the gym. Never fails. Never, ever fails. Another thing, do not listen to the naysayers, the negativity that is around you from people that don't understand the goals and dreams and the aspirations that you have for your life, whether if it is being healthy. The fitness industry can be the most supportive, but at the same time, it can be the most toxic. And especially and I say toxic because it's the ones that don't do the same level of fitness regimen as you. So, example, I'm a weightlifter. I lift heavy. I don't lift for cuteness. I don't lift for the aesthetics. I lift because I want to get stronger, obviously. And people can be very judgmental, and it's okay. But the one thing though, what kind of like gets people confidence down and gets it low is because they listen to the negativity that's around them. And what I want to say to you guys, and especially for my ladies, that it mostly happens to the women that want to get on a fitness journey. I'm gonna say this to you. Ready? Who gives a fuck about what anybody has to say about you and what you're trying to do? Yeah. Nobody else controls your destiny but you. If you mentally cave in to people just trying to take your confidence down, there's going to be a hard time. So you need to be around people that support you and what you're trying to do. And if you have negativity around you all the time, constantly, because you're trying to make better for your life, cut that shit off. Cut it. Family, friends, whoever it is in your life, cut it the fuck out. Seriously. It'll help you more than hurt you. Seriously. And I could talk about diet and all this stuff like that, and I'll talk about that in another video. But the main thing, y'all, is the last thing I'm gonna say, going into 2026, y'all, have belief in yourself. Have belief in yourself that, you know, you can do whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is, you know, definitely starting a fitness journey. Whatever it is that you want to do in your life, if you want to make better for you, you can do it. You know, God has a plan for every single person that is on this earth. And if he's meant for you to be successful, he will find a way to let you know. But he's not just going to tell you right away. You have to find out for yourself. And that's the one thing that I learned for the past this year alone. God knew that I'm going to be a successful, you know, fitness content creator, personal trainer, strength and conditioning coach, whatever it is. I just needed to find out for myself. And once I stepped out on faith, everything's been the sky's the limit for me. And everybody that, you know, whatever part of life that you're in, you can do it. You just have to believe. You just have to believe. But yeah, guys, that is it for the most part. You know, this whole year was just remarkable. Positively in a negative way. Everything about 2025, y'all, it had its ups and downs, really, it had its ebbs and flows, but this year, hands down, was a very eye-opening moment. And then y'all, going into being 30 next year, you know, I am exactly where I said I was going to be. And, you know, I'm just so proud of myself that I have made it this far. And, you know, 2026, y'all, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I just want to thank everybody that has been following this channel, especially for this year, specifically on my journey of trying to get back into, you know, the athlete that I am now. I want to thank every single person that has been watching, and I love you guys so much. And let's go into the new year strong, and all the love in the world to every single person that watches. So that is it for today, guys. I'm going to go to work now, and I will see you guys on the next video.